I'm Dave Corley. I am Vice President of Innovation, and I'm responsible for bringing new products to life at TEOCO. I've been here for about 17 years. TEOCO at its core is an optimization company. What that means is we provide the different organizations within a CSP with the tools and services they need in order to optimize their business. And analytics is really a key tool that we use in order to identify what those optimizations should be. The results that we generate tend to be financially measurable, and generally you can do that through identifying specific cost reductions or improvements in margin. Sometimes it's some kind of other form of financial measurement. And as an example, we had one customer that was able to reduce their network access costs by over 60%, and that was directly attributable to the use of our analytics tools to analyze not just kind of their partner agreements, but their routing and other things within their network. And we've shown through multiple case studies with our customers returns on investment in the neighborhood of 5 to 1. And those are also directly attributable to using our analytics solutions. The interesting thing about that is that the business cases that we get those returns on investment on tend to be the ones that were used originally to justify the analytics solution. And that tends to be just the beginning with our analytics solutions. What we find is that the most interesting findings are the ones that they find later, once all the subject matter experts have access, easy access, to all of their data in one place, correlated. And that's where they find the majority of their value. I would say that the most significant way that Hadoop has changed the way we analyze data is that it provides a cost-effective platform for both storing and processing just enormous volumes of data. In the past, what you found is that storage was at a premium. And what that meant was that you basically had to upfront decide what are the types of data that I want to store, and then you also had to be really careful about how long you were going to retain it for. And that's a problem for our customers. Right off the bat, you're making assumptions about which pieces of data are going to be the data that are going to provide value in an analytics environment. And again, what we tend to find is that the types of analytics that you do that provide the real value tend to be the ones that you had no idea you were going to be looking for when you first set up your analytics environment. With technologies like Hadoop, the cost of storage, the cost of processing has decreased so much that you can be a lot less discerning right off the bat. And that lets you provide an analytics environment for your customers that allows them to identify new ways to explore their data without requiring them to issue a change request in order to pull additional data into the system. The CSPs, they have a finite amount of CAPEX, right? And they're always looking for ways to optimize the use of their CAPEX. One way that analytics is helping them is by allowing them to prioritize these expenditures. So as an example, you might have a CSP that analyzes using their network data where they might have coverage or capacity issues in their network. Okay, now the interesting thing is when you combine that with subscriber analytics, that gives you the ability to actually identify which of those issues may be affecting their most highly valuable customers and allow them to prioritize based on that information. Then, down the pike, you can actually take the analytics data and then determine how to best resolve those issues. Okay, so in today's world, what that might mean is trying to make the decision between deploying a small cell or a macro cell, and you might want to do that based on information like site availability, backhaul availability, or cost. And then finally, analytics allows them to close the loop. And once those network changes have been made and implemented, we can use analytics in order to identify whether or not those changes actually had the desired effect and the results showed up in the bottom line.